Hi, it's me again, Jennifer Montgomery. I hope everyone's having a great day. Today I want to talk about numbers, angel numbers. A lot of people, like friends and family, will ask me about it. I post a lot about it on social media because I started seeing numbers probably in about 2014. So like I've said before, I think my ascension journey pretty much started like around 2012. So I didn't know what the hell was happening to me. So when I started seeing the numbers, that was about, I'm going to say like 2014, if I recall correctly. I kind of lose dates and time. It's kind of like, it's really not that important. So it kind of takes me a little bit to kind of like recollect like certain like dates or like, oh, what year was that? I have to kind of, my mind works in a way that's kind of like, oh, a lot of times it's like, what was I wearing? Or what was going on in my life at that time. So I remember I started seeing like number combinations. So when I say numbers, I mean like number combinations, like so maybe like triple numbers like 333, 777, or specific combos. So like at that time I was seeing 853, and it had significance to me from a prior relationship. So I was like, I don't know, why am I seeing this? Like, what am I seeing this for? I seeing it everywhere, and I'm like, what the hell? Like, what are these numbers? And there was other things going on in my life at that time too, that I was just like kind of feeling like not myself. So it wasn't just situational. Like there was just so many things were just changing, and then these numbers are showing up, and I'm like, dude, like, what is this? And I just kind of thought like, I don't know, it was temporary, but it was lasting. Like this was over a period of a couple of months that I continued to see like this number combination that I'm seeing, like, you know, triple number combos of like the same number. Like I said, 333, 555, da-da-da, whatever. So I had asked a friend about it, like who's very spiritual. And I was like, yeah, I keep like, what do these numbers mean? And she's like, oh, she's like, look them up. And I said, look them up where? Like, phone book? Like where am I looking up the numbers? I don't know where to look up numbers. So she said they were angel numbers. So I was like, oh, okay. I didn't know what that meant. Like I had never really heard that before. No one had ever said anything about angel numbers. Like what the heck is this? So then I started, you know, looking things up. Like we were together, me and this friend that day. So she's like, look it up on your phone. So I looked it up online, and there was this whole directory of like numbers. So I'm like, huh, who knew? And then it starts like, you know, going into explanation about like your spirit guides, and like it's guidance. It's I don't want to say protection, but it's like messages. They're angel messages. So I still see numbers all the time, like all the time. Sometimes it's more abundant than others. But basically the numbers are signals, support, messages to let me know what's happening, what's going to happen. I'm on the right path. It's almost like a little bit of like advance notice, because, you know, being on this path, like I said, like I'm by myself a lot. So I'm not like, you know, chatting up and gossiping, and you know, I spend a lot of time with myself and my intuition. So to have support for like life decisions, or even what am I going to eat for dinner, is really helpful sometimes. So you know, it gives me a little bit of a clue. So it's kind of like Blue's Clues in real life. But here's the thing, like you'll start seeing these numbers. So I started seeing these numbers, and I'm like thinking I'm like totally like losing, like I'm losing it. Like what is wrong with me? So I remember it was 2014, all this stuff happened. I had a really bad bike accident. Like I could have died. My friends are disappearing. Relationships are ending. I'm going through a separation and divorce. Like what the F. Like, it was just like my whole life was just like, do-do, 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 do-do. And then there's these numbers, and I'm like, all right. So at that time, I was a little bit more like type A and a little bit like less relaxed. I was getting pissed. What are these numbers? You know, like I didn't know what the hell they meant. So then I start looking them up, and it was just kind of the beginning of my path and my journey, I guess, of like feeling this, you know, like divine connection to spirit and protection, angels, guides. But I called. I don't remember who I called, but it was like a spiritual, like some kind of conscious living center. And I was just, I'm like, I don't know what's wrong with me, but I'm seeing numbers everywhere and I feel like I'm going crazy. And the woman knew exactly what was going on. And she's like, no, you're not. Like, we were talking about like what was going on, like cosmically and with the planet and consciousness. And, you know, so I felt a lot better, but it was like a really interesting phone call to me because I'm like, I don't even know what to say, except I feel like I'm losing my shit. It wasn't. It's all good. Then I went to like a really cool, like, Archangel, it was like a channeling session, which was really cool. But anyway, so these numbers, you can look them up online. So like if you're seeing repeating patterns, and there's significance for each number pattern, and then the triple numbers, which is like the most, the most, I guess, pronounced, or I don't know the word I'm looking for. What the heck? I'm not thinking straight today. But like the patterns like 111, 222, 333, that's what I see online the most. So people will be like, oh, and of course people say 1111, make a wish. I mean, yeah, you can make a wish, but basically it's like you're on the right path. Like you're on the path. So most recently I've been seeing fives, number combinations of fives, which are indicative of change. So, okay, change. All right, what else is new? The thing is like, I don't know what it is. So it's almost like a signal, but I may not know like what that change is indicating. So, like when I was really seeing them a lot most recently, I was traveling and I'm seeing the fives like coming up like a lot. 5, 5, 5, 5, 1, 5. Like those combinations are like, today I think I woke up at like 5:05. So I know there's more change coming, but just most recently I was also seeing signs like messages, like literally, like I saw, and I took pictures on my phone because it said rapid change, and it was things about change, and I didn't know what it was, but then turns out I ended up having a very rapid change. I had to move really fast. I had to get out of a house that had toxic fatal mold in it. So unbeknownst to me, I didn't realize what I was living in, but my guides knew, like that was like, hey, rapid change, like, hey, it's coming up. But like I didn't know, I had no idea like what the change was all about. So it's interesting to work with. You can ask like for more information, which I will sometimes do, like, you know, hey, what are you talking about? Sometimes I get really like annoyed because I'll see all these signs and I'm like, oh, these like these numbers, and I'm like, what is this about? Like, and sometimes you just don't know. So that's why it can feel like Blue's Clues at times, but you can work with it to kind of ease the you know, the not knowing, like what is this? So, you know, when you start seeing the numbers, you're ascending. It's your angels, it's communication. And I'll see them on the clock. I see them on license plates. I see them, you know, on the internet, all kinds of places. But I'm very, very observant. So, you know, I pay attention. And I kind of, like I said, it's like a Blue's Clues kind of thing. I live my life like that. So I'm paying attention all the time and I'm seeing this stuff. And it can be very comforting. The unknown part of it I'm getting more used to, which is, okay, all right, yeah, this is happening. This is coming up. This is going to happen. So I just may not necessarily know exactly what the thing is. So I don't know. I hope that helps some people. There's some good resources online. So you can type them in. There's all different ones. I mean, I would find what resonates for you. I have a book by Doreen Virtue. It's an actual, it's like a small, it's a small book, but it has all the different number combinations in it and what it means. And it's really very reassuring. So I appreciate that because, yeah, like this can be an interesting path sometimes, like empath life, lightworker life, ascension life. It's, you know, it's easy to feel alone. It's easy to feel like you're totally like losing your mind and like cuckoo off the wall crazy, but no, it's not. I'll tell people stories and they're like, yeah, okay. And I'm like, watch what's going to happen. I'm telling you, something's going to happen. And then, ta-da, like magic, it does. So I am connected. So, yeah, if anyone has any questions about the numbers, empath life, lightworker life, ascension, again, I'm really happy to chat and offer insight if I can and be of support. So again, in the description box, there's all of my information. So if you'd like to connect, please go ahead and do that. Please subscribe because I like to see people feeling good and understanding what's going on because I had no idea. And at the time, I lived in a less conscious area. So I really felt like cuckoo. Now I'm in a much more conscious awareness place. So that really helps. There's a lot more like-minded souls around here, even though it's isolated on an island. But it feels better for me because I can more easily come across people that kind of get what I'm talking about and are woke. So it's good. You know, I can talk about numbers and someone say, oh yeah, I know what you mean. So that feels reassuring. So okay, description box, information. If you'd like to talk with me, connect, please, that would be awesome. I'm happy to help. And I hope everyone has an awesome day. Yeah, and if you start seeing the numbers, this is exciting. If you start seeing the numbers, look them up. And okay, so when you look them up, pay attention to what you're thinking in the moment that you saw it. So it may seem a little bit like rapid, but it's like, okay, if I see like, I mean, I know what a lot of them mean now, so I don't have to look them up. But like if I see 555, oh, okay, it's telling me change. Or like sometimes it'll be like it'll be advising you to clean up your thoughts, because sometimes, you know, we can kind of go down a long windy road of darkness. It's so fun. Not, my friend will say, she's like, girl, get out of the weeds, because I'll be like talking and she's like, get out of the weeds, and I'm like, I know, I'm in the weeds, man. So like some of the numbers are like, you know, clean up your thoughts, because your thoughts are going to affect your vibration. I mean, and it's easy. You can sit down and you can start like one little thing and you can start going down like this path, and it only takes 17 seconds to change your vibration. So we can easily change our thoughts to something positive if we kind of wobble and get onto like a negative thought. So, but then like numbers will remind you, like, you know, keep them positive, keep them clean, like think and speak only of what you want. That's really important. And I find myself, the thinking part I have to clean up sometimes, but the speaking part, speak only of what you want. So, yeah, because then surely you're going to attract it. But like, you know, when you're complaining or like talking negatively or gossiping, you're going to get more of that. But just think, if you're talking about positive things, surely they're gonna come right to you like a magnet. So it's awesome. So pay attention to the numbers you're seeing if you're seeing them. Certainly look them up. If you have any questions, contact me. I'll be happy to talk. Okay, awesome. Have a wonderful day. Peace. Love each other. Smile. Drink your water. Stay in your own lane. And be happy. Okay. Bye. Adios.